This is WKYT Midmorning.
Good morning. Welcome into Mid-Morning on WKYT. We're glad you're with us. Hope your Monday's off to a good start and hope you had a good weekend. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. Boy, the weather was so nice for the weekend.
Absolutely.
A change today.
Yeah, right. A little cooler out there. And we'll have the ups and downs throughout this week. The last week of March, by the way. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, it's pretty cloudy out and about, and that cool air rushing on in. Those two things make a combo that's just not fun this time of year. It's the ups and downs, and now we're in that downslope in the roller coaster ride. Live sky camera, there's your shot. It's gray, it's gloomy, but you know what? We will see at least some sunshine as we get into the afternoon. Not everybody, but some of us will. Temperatures in the mid-40s now. We'll finish off right around that 50-degree reading. Now, we're going to look next couple of days. That's still a little bit below average, but after that, we jump back to the 60s and 70s. Typically means rain this time of year. I'll show you where that lies in your forecast coming up.
Okay, thank you. Let's get to the news. Across Kentucky, people are grieving for a Lexington family who lost a loved one in those terrorist attacks in Belgium.
Stephanie Schultz and her husband Justin were in the Brussels airport Tuesday when two men blew themselves up. The young couple was at the airport to drop off Stephanie's mother. They were missing for days until this past weekend when officials confirmed they were killed in the blasts. Stephanie's aunt says they were an adventurous couple who were living out a dream.
They traveled every weekend. They were making the most of this short period of time that they were going to be there. I mean, they'd been running with the bulls, and they had stayed in an ice hotel, and they had been to the Vatican, and I mean, they had done all of those things. They were living the dream that a lot of us wish we had done.
Newsom says the travel-loving couple had planned to explore Finland over the weekend. Stephanie's parents are set to return to Kentucky soon. Belgium's health minister says the death toll from last week's attacks has risen now to 35. Meanwhile, 4 more people were taken into custody following anti-terrorism raids in Belgium.
Suspected terrorism plotters were also arrested in the Netherlands and in Italy. And this came after riot police clashed with hundreds of people in Brussels. Kenneth Craig has the latest.
Dutch police arrested a Frenchman in this Rotterdam neighborhood for allegedly plotting an attack in France. Belgian police carried out more than a dozen raids Sunday linked to terrorism, but authorities did not say whether they were connected to last week's bombings. At the memorial for the victims, police in riot gear used water cannons to push back angry demonstrators, including hundreds of right-wing so-called hooligans. This woman broke down in tears as the group trampled through the shrine. Members in the group say they were making a statement against ISIS.
We have to unite and just show that we are against terrorism, that's all.
Mourners in the crowd were visibly shaken by their presence.
They have a message, they want to stop terrorism, but they're not doing it the right way.
A heavy police and military presence is still here in central Brussels hours after those violent clashes. Authorities have also blocked off some of the city's streets.
People have been coming here since last Tuesday's attacks as a sign of solidarity and to pay their respects.
I am not scared. I'm from Brussels. I will never be scared. Never.
Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Brussels, Belgium.
And President Obama called the parents of Kentuckian Stephanie Schultz and her husband to offer his condolences. Funerals for the young couple have not been planned as of yet.
Police are investigating the death of a Nelson County toddler who was run over on Easter. Police say the 18-month-old was hit by a car that was backing out of a driveway. Christopher Garian and his parents were visiting family in Washington County yesterday when the accident happened. This morning, we've learned the name of the business that a former Kentucky official used in an alleged bribery scheme. A criminal complaint filed by federal agents accuses Timothy Longmire of using his role as Secretary of the state's personnel cabinet in a conspiracy that involved bribery, money laundering, and more than $200,000 in kickbacks. The Courier-Journal says Longmire used MC Squared Consulting in Lexington to pull off the scheme. Longmire was most recently the state's deputy attorney general up until last week when he resigned. He's now charged with bribery.
A Kentucky woman who was on the run for 2 years has been arrested in North Dakota. Urelis Rios was wanted in Lexington for forgery and other charges. Police say she embezzled thousands of dollars from the apartment complex where she had worked here in Lexington and also filed false tax returns. Rios was extradited back to Lexington, where she is awaiting a court date. A Laurel County constable charged in a deadly shooting is in court at this hour in London. Constable Bobby Smith was indicted by a grand jury for the shooting that killed Brandon Stanley inside a store earlier this month. The constable was there to serve Stanley an arrest warrant. Stanley's fiancée says the shooting happened the night before the couple was supposed to get married. Smith was indicted on a charge of second-degree manslaughter.
In Laurel County, police say they found a mother and father passed out in their car with their child in the back seat. Deputies say they found the couple parked in a stranger's driveway. Joshua Grigsby says he and his wife went to pick up a friend who'd been drinking. From jail, he admitted to WKYT that he smoked meth, marijuana, and took Percocet. Decisions he says he now regrets.
It's not worth it. It might seem fun in a time or two, but it's not worth it.
Couple's son was not hurt. Both are charged with criminal abuse and will be arraigned later today.
Well, right now, powerful lawmakers from the Kentucky Senate and House are getting together and starting to meet and try to hammer out a 2-year, $21 billion budget agreement for the state. The sticking point is $650 million in cuts proposed by Governor Matt Bevin. Most of those cuts are supported by the state Senate. The state House wants to remove some of the cuts, particularly the cuts to higher education. The two sides are working on a tight deadline as the 2016 legislative session is quickly coming to a close. We have a traffic alert to let you know about today. It's in Lexington. The inbound and outbound left lanes of Versailles Road are closed today through tomorrow evening at New Circle Road. Then tonight at 7, crews will close the right lane of the inner loop of the circle toward Versailles Road. And at 10 o'clock tonight, the ramp from the inner loop of New Circle to Versailles Road will be closed. Work continues on a new flyover ramp at that intersection. Another traffic note, this is spring break for Fayette County schools.
Well, tonight, current Green Bay Packer and former Kentucky Wildcat Randall Cobb will speak at the Singletary Center for the Arts.
A homecoming for him. Cobb will talk about his success as an athlete, both collegiately and professionally, as well as his potential future in acting. Cobb will speak at 8 o'clock tonight. The doors will open at 7:15, and tickets can still be purchased at the Singletary Center ticket office. So there you go. Should be an interesting talk tonight.
Such a nice guy. He always gives back, and always has, even when he was a player at UK. Well, keep it right here this mid-morning. Easter eggs weren't the only things rolling over the weekend.
How Britain rolled its way into a winning championship, coming up after weather.
We have the clouds overhead. It's not the best looking day, and that cooler air is filtering on in. Will we see sunshine today? And when do we see the rain move back in? We'll talk all about that coming up.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Cloud deck still overhead, but I do want to show you something as I've put satellite on top of radar. Radar, all the rain's long gone, right? It's on out of here. And that system is making its way northeast. But what we're getting is we're getting the winds wrapped around this, grabbing that moisture off the Great Lakes and funneling it down in. But you see these little spots here and there and showing up back towards, say, Illinois, the back edge of this. Some of us will get sunshine today. And I believe our far western areas, if you go back toward the BG Parkway, and then the farther you get toward Louisville and then up towards 71 and back down towards 68, you guys may get bright blue skies before it's all said and done. Some of us, though, east of I-75, this is going to be the look all day long. So it all depends on where you live. We'll be there in the mid-40s as you step out the door here in the next few minutes. 43 now in Danville, 45 in Richmond. You look southbound, pretty much the same story, just a different location. And by the afternoon, it's going to be right there in the upper 40s, lower 50s. Like I said, though, it all depends on where you live. Eastern areas, I believe we stay in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees. Western areas, because of expected sunshine later on this afternoon, and we may even get it here in Lexington, but it does look like that'll bump our temperatures up to around 50 to about 52 degrees. So much cooler temperatures I mean, you got to remember, Saturday we were in the 60s, Sunday we were in the 70s for virtually all locations. And it's the ups and downs, right? It goes up, then it goes down. Then a front rolls through, and that's the way it goes. 70s back in the forecast there on Wednesday. So yeah, it's still going up and down, and honestly, I don't see that changing anytime soon. Especially this week. This week doesn't look like it's going to change at all. It's up and down once again. So next couple of days in the 50s, that's below average. And then we hit Wednesday and Thursday. We're in the upper 60s, lower 70s. The best day, no doubt about it, is on Wednesday. That's the driest day and the warmest day put together. Then we're looking at Thursday, right around 70 degrees, but you can't enjoy it because we have showers and thunderstorms outside. Looks pretty widespread. It might be a soaker of a day there on Thursday. And once that passes through, what do you think happens? Drops the temperatures back down again. So it's just the way it's going to go. And that's this time of year. When you're going off into March and April, it's just up and down. Trying to change that weather pattern, not wetter.
And as you say, you're going to have a soaker of a day every once in a while. It's going to happen.
That's exactly right.
At least it didn't over the weekend.
Well, that's true. It was a beautiful weekend.
Easter eggs were not the only items rolling this weekend. Britain just rolled its way into a world championship.
The annual Marbles Championship drew big crowds in West Sussex this Easter weekend. The reigning champs from Germany were knocked out by a team from Northern England in the semifinals. The World Marbles Championship organizer says the game has been around for hundreds of years.
I mean, the appeal of marbles to me is the fact that they're so lovely. You get a big handful of coloured glass marbles and run them through your hands. They're so tactile, so lovely, and with the game itself, it's so skilled.
And here's a quick lesson on the rules of marbles. 49 marbles are placed inside a concrete circle 6 feet in diameter, and they're covered in sand. Players get a point for each marble. Their tally, a shooting marble, knocks out of the ring. The first team to reach 25 points wins it all. Not sure I understand it, but they have a good time.
Not sure that we ever knew the rules of marbles, but we collected them.
Now you
Who
know,
knows?
right.
Well, Batman v Superman dominates at the box office, and the leads of 2 new films reflect on national headlines.
Suzanne Marquez has your eye on entertainment.
Fans of DC Comics flock to see 2 superheroes battle it out on the big screen. Batman vs. Superman raked in $170 million in its opening weekend. The gladiator matchup stars Henry Cavill as Superman, Ben Affleck as Batman, and Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Mariah Carey canceled her planned concert in Brussels Easter night following last week's terror attacks there. The singer posted on Twitter that she had been advised to cancel the show to protect the safety of her crew and fans. The show has not yet been rescheduled. A new comedy, Meet the Blacks, opens later this week.
This is it, our new home.
The film follows a family who moves from Chicago to Beverly Hills looking for a better life. But old grudges surface when the film becomes a parody of The Purge and all crime is legal for 12 hours. Also in theaters Friday, God is Not Dead 2. Melissa Joan Hart plays a teacher who answers a student's question about Jesus.
And your answer incorporated the words of Jesus.
What were you thinking, Grace?
She then faces a court case that could end her career. Hart says she felt called to play the part.
Being a part of it was a real eye-opening experience for me as my walk with Christ went.
That's your Eye on Entertainment. Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, hope you keep it right here. What if you could help children with cancer by tasting wine and watching a fashion show? Easy enough, right? Well, you can.
Details about wine, women, and shoes next on WKYT.
Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $43 million, and Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $116 million. We'll be right back on Mid-Morning. Welcome back in. Great to have you on WKYT. A lot of ladies out there will like this. Wine tastings, a fashion show, and shoes. And it all helps children who are battling cancer.
Well, certainly a very important cause. We're joined by Lindy Reinhart with the Kids Cancer Alliance to talk more about how this organization is helping children. Welcome. Glad to have you here today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, first, we'd really like to know about the Kids Cancer Alliance and what it does.
Sure. We are a nonprofit organization that serves children with cancer and supports their families as well. It's such a tough time for them in many ways, so we raise money to help them through, the burdens that they face, not just getting to be a kid, and provide family resources too. There's a retreat that's coming up, a newer program, but it all started as a week-long summer camp for the kids, just so they could kind of forget about cancer and be a kid again.
And so you don't often think about that. For so many families, it is not just something that they deal with for a brief time.
Right.
It is an extended way of life for them.
Right, and many times, years and years later, there's still some of the maintenance and things, that impact the children and the whole family. I think a lot of times the focus is on that child for, obvious reasons. So the other children or the other family members, it impacts them too, and not just during that time when they're in the hospital.
Well, I would imagine you want other people to get involved in this. What are some of the ways people can help your organization?
Sure, there are many opportunities for volunteering. We do programs in the hospitals, both in the Children's Hospital in Louisville and in Lexington. So we have a couple of programs that are happening once a month, so always a volunteer opportunity there. All of our programs are offered to the children and their families free of charge. So obviously donations are very important to our organization. And in fact, we have an event coming up here in Lexington on April 22nd. So it's an opportunity to not only support our cause, but to have a little fun at the same time.
Well, tell us about it. It's wine, women, and shoes.
Yes, so 3 great words if you ask me. It's a fun time for the ladies to come out, have wine tastings. There's going to be a fashion show. It's at the Carrick House here in Lexington, and it'll just be a fun time to get together and support a great cause. Doing it a little non-traditionally, but there's no rules in our world. So,
So how will that evening go? What will be happening?
So there'll be a marketplace for shopping for shoes and handbags, different fashion accessories, and then it'll transition to an opportunity for us to share our mission, brief speaking part, and then we'll jump right into the fashion show, and there'll be some shoe guys, we're calling them, to go around and take votes on the best shoe, and then the best in sole will be crowned. So,
so we're your best.
Yeah, so yeah, try to find if you got a favorite color, favorite style, but it's all in support of supporting the kids with cancer and their families, and we are truly honored to be able to do that in our area. So.
What about tickets if people want to attend?
Tickets are on sale through our website, kidscanceralliance.org, starting at $100 for general admission or VIP for $200 with extra perks. So check out the website before tickets sell out. We've still got a few weeks to go and appreciate your support.
Well, Lindy, we appreciate you coming by and letting us know about it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Good luck with it.
Thank you.
Well, keep it right here this mid-morning.
Yeah, in just a moment, we'll check in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen and see what's cooking up here in these last days of March.
We're glad you're along with us today. Are you looking for a new way to use up all those leftover hard-boiled eggs?
Maybe you have some that are still around from the Easter dinner. Today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, it's BLT egg salad.
I hope you had a great Easter. And like the day after most holidays, I bet your fridge is packed with leftovers. And for most of us, that means we'll be chowing down on ham sandwiches for weeks to come. And if you look through your fridge, you'll probably find a bowl of hard-boiled eggs somewhere in there. If so, I've got an idea for what you can do with them. First of all, hard-boiled eggs will last for about a week if they've been refrigerated. That means if you have eggs that you use for an Easter egg hunt that have been out at room temperature for a while, you should toss those out. For the rest, why not chop those up and add some mayo, a bit of yellow mustard, a little salt and pepper, and a good amount of crumbled bacon. Once that's mixed, serve it over some lettuce and sliced tomatoes, and you've got a new dish that doesn't taste like leftovers. It sounds so simple, but the combo of the tangy mustard and the smoky bacon makes this really come alive. So what do you say you go online and get the recipe for our BLT egg salad, along with tips and a video on how to make the perfect hard-boiled eggs, so you can turn these into this. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a simple and tasty way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, there's a use.
Try it out.
It smells like eggs all day in your house after that. all day.
Don't think about that part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody might want to try the recipe.
Well, that's true. All right, let's look on there and see what's going on the next 7 days. 50 degrees today, 50s for tomorrow again. So today and tomorrow, kind of on the cooler side of things. I believe tomorrow actually won't feel all that bad because we'll have some sunshine. But then Wednesday, here comes a big swing of temperatures. We get roughly 70 degrees there on Wednesday. Really nice day. Once we head off into the night and into Thursday, that's when we start to see some rain move on in. As of right now, I'm leaning toward no severe weather on this, but we're going to look at the updates as we go throughout the next couple of hours, and we'll have updates on WKYT News at noon about that.
All right. Definitely.
And we hope you'll join us for all the latest news, weather, and Dave Baker Sports. It's all coming up right here at noon.
The Bold and the Beautiful is next here on CBS. Your news always on at WKYT.com. Make it a great day.